Hi guys, so resuming from the video from yesterday, today I'm going to just look at some other companies which I made a list of them yesterday. So first we are going to look at Alkermes. So they have phase 1 2 data due at SITC November from ALKS 4230 Artistry 1 trial in solid tumors. And then phase 1 data at SITC ALKS 4230 plus Keytruda Artistry 2. All right, so let's just look at look at this company Alkermes. So I know about this company. They have some other products in the market too, but now they're developing this immuno-oncology product, which, as far as I remember, is targeting interleukin 2, which is kind of close to Nectar's molecule. So the CEO Richard Chops uh, looks quite experienced. Board of Director, the Neurocrine Biosciences, Accelera and Epizyme. Uh, he has been the CEO for quite a while, about close to 30 years. And under his leadership, the company grew from privately held company, 25 employees, to a big pharmaceutical company with 2,000 employees. So that looks good. Let's see the products. So they have some other products in the market too. They have this aripiprazole. This is an antipsychotic. Vivitrol is extended release naltrexone, which they're using for alcohol dependence and preventing the relapse to opioid dependence. So let's look at R&D pipeline. So they have this molecule ALKS 3831 in schizophrenia. Then they are developing this another molecule which looks like in partnership with Biogen in multiple sclerosis. And this is what we are interested in, ALKS 4230 in immuno-oncology. So let's see if they have more information on this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to there and see if they have a investor presentation. So let's see if this Q3 call we have some any information on this molecule, which I'm not going to focus on the rest of the pipeline, but mainly on ALKS 4230, which is their only immuno-oncology product. So they were doing some restructuring and they want to focus on ALKS 4230 and the launch of ALKS 3830. The good thing is they have some revenue, so they we are not really have to be very much worried about a capital raise. They are having some revenue which looks good, 255 million in Q3, so that looks good. So they have some backup for preparation of for the development of this immuno-oncology molecule. And then Vivitrol, Vivitrol, this is This is something that I have had experience with. This used in patients with opioid dependence and given once monthly. So patients do not have to take daily of the Suboxone or methadone pills. So sales kind of increasing. Looks like a good trend. 2019 sales are expected to range from 330 million to 340 million. Uh, Q3 year over year sales grew by 7%. So that looks good. Aristeda, they had looks like a good trend here too. Q3 sales grew by 48%. So that's very good. 2019 sales now expected to range from 185 million to 190 million. Okay. So they are guiding well revenues of about 1.14 to 1.9 9 billion in this year 2019. Okay, I want to just scroll through all this. So this is what we are interested in. ALKS 4230 Artistry 1, Artistry 2 trials underway, data presentation and SITC. And so this looks good. They have a clinical collaboration with Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center. So looks like the data, they are getting some positive signal because they're already preparing for a phase 2 trial for this molecule in combination with the pembrolizumab, which is Merck's Keytruda in patients with advanced or recurrent head and neck squamous cell cancer. So that's a good sign. That means that they are seeing some positive signal in this phase 1, which they haven't released the data yet, but looks like they are seeing something positive out there, and they are already preparing for the phase 2 in combination with, of course, monotherapy will, I don't think will be a good idea, but combination with Keytruda, different molecules are being developed in combination with these anti-PD-1 inhibitors. So this could be another approach. Uh, so artistry. So they are also, so looks like this is IV, and then they are also preparing for a subcutaneous artistry to subcutaneous dosing study, which is going to be early next year. Okay, so here we don't have more than that information. Okay. Uh, so this is a webcast. Let's see, maybe they have some slides out here. So this presentation is audio only. Okay, I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to listen to this later, but I don't expect to find anything much more. Okay, let's do one thing. Annual reports. Annual reports have sometimes very good information, very good details. Which in the quarterly reports usually we don't find much of the detail, but in the annual reports we find good uh, some kind of good background. So let's see if we have some more information. Maybe they have some preclinical studies they must have done on this molecule ALKS 4230. and maybe we have some information there. So this is all financials. Let's see if a little bit earlier in the annual report we have anything. I'm going to just skip through all these other parts of the pipeline. Okay, here we have something. All right. ALKS 4230, this is a novel engineered fusion protein, which is, I'm going to magnify this a little bit, designed to selectively activate tumor killing immune cells while avoiding the expansion of immunosuppressive cells by preferentially binding to the interleukin 2 receptor complex. The selectivity is designed to leverage the proven anti-tumor effects of existing interleukin 2 therapy while mitigating certain limitations. Our phase 1 study is designed, so they're doing as monotherapy as well as in Keytruda. A dose escalation stage designed to determine a maximum tolerated dose in a monotherapy and to identify the optimal dose range based on the immunological pharmacodynamic effects is ongoing. Upon the completion of the dose escalation stage, we expect to initiate a monotherapy dose expansion stage of the phase 1 study in patients with renal cell cancer or melanoma. Initial data from the dose escalation study of the phase 1 study demonstrating dose-dependent pharmacodynamic effects on circulating CD4 T cells and NK cells with minimal and no dose-dependent effect on immunosuppressive regulatory T cells were presented at 2018. Okay, I'm going to look at this. In September 2018, we initiated the combination study. Okay. So they presented some initial data from the dose escalation study at the SITC meeting last year. So that could be interesting to see. Let's see. SITC 2018. So this is a news release. And here they had three posters: safety, pharmacokinetics, and pharmacodynamic effects of ALKS 4230 in patients with advanced solid tumors. This molecule was assessed in 24 patients with refractory solid tumors, dose ranging from 0.1 microgram per kilogram per day to 3 microgram per kilogram per day in phase 1 study. Uh, the treatment resulted in dose-dependent increase in circulating NK cells and CD8 T cells with near four-fold and two-fold expansion. Okay, that's good. So looks like so it is a purpose of these molecules that what they are trying to do is that in combination with anti-PD1, they are trying to make the cold tumors hot, which cold tumors are where they do not have enough CD8 cells or other other killers immune cells. So they help to recruit these interleukin. Interleukin 2 is helps in recruitment and proliferation of these NK cells and CD8 cells, which then act synergistically in combination with anti-PD1 inhibitors, which basically remove the immunosuppressive environment created by the tumors. So there was some fever and chills, which is something which would be expected anyway with the interleukin. So I'm not very worried about that. The second study was this was a in monkeys, non-human primates, preclinical study. So they found that subcutaneous administration can achieve similar total systemic ALKS 4230 exposure compared to the IV administration, although with less frequent dosing and lower Cmax. but there is similar effect on the CD8 cells and NK cells. So it looks like why that this study is the reason why they are now working on this subcutaneous formulation, which they are going to start the phase one next year, which has advantage that it could be possibly given at home and with lower frequency. Uh, so then this was another poster, peripheral blood lymphocyte responses. Patients with renal cell cancer treated with high dose interleukin 2, where interleukin 2 is the same as what this molecule is doing. So they found that there was a twofold expansion of CD8 cells and NK cells and approximately fourfold expansion of circulating T regulatory cells. So interleukin 2 is now a lot of companies are working on that, I know, and it's not this is not the only company which is working in this. So there are quite a few companies which this is one new uh, so this company Neolokin became public. They they combined with this AQXP Equinox Pharmaceuticals. They also have an interleukin 2 molecule. So interleukin 2 were discovered decades ago, but there are problems like toxic side effects and short half-life. So this is another company which the biggest competition is Nectar, which they have given here also that this Nectar NK214 is it's a long-acting interleukin 2, which already we own in the portfolio. I also own it, and it is a molecule which is in most advanced stage. A lot of controversies about Nectar 2, which the response rate is kind of was very high earlier, then has been going down, and uh, I think that is why these interleukin 2 companies are under a lot of pressure to immuno-oncology companies are not doing very well recently. But anyway, this is the chart, Alkermes. So let's take a quick look at this too. I mean, the chart doesn't look good, but here, if we see, there are some positive divergences on the weekly. They've been going down, but here, if we see this momentum is the down pressure sort of is kind of weaning off here. We see this positive divergence here where the price is going down. Even on here on the daily, it looks like some positive divergences here too. I mean, looks like the downward pressure is kind of weaning off here. So that's bad. A lot of insider selling here. If we see about this is probably 7.7 million at least of stock was sold. So CEO is selling heavily. That's bad. So CEO sold to six to almost like 10 million of stock since May. So that's not a good sign. Okay, quick look at institutional holdings. This, let's see, this Prime Cap, Wellington, T. Rowe Price, Vanguard, BlackRock, FML, all this. Okay. I mean, tip ranks is something that I usually do not pay much attention to, but I want to just quickly look. Okay. I think I canceled this one because I wasn't using it. Looks yeah, okay. Uh, so looks like this medium price target, at least we have 25, a bit upside. Yeah, but sell side is I mean something I won't pay much attention to. All right. So this is so the data is still away, is still about 10 days. The stock is on looks like little stabilization here, went from 17 to 19. Looks like some buying interest here. So I think this could still keep on going up. Uh, Looks like some buying interest going on here, and I would say it could probably. I mean, if this is purely technical, but I think that looks like some buying interest, but looks like 22, 20 shares. So there is some resistance there, but looks like some buying interest here, and probably I'll pick up a little bit of the position. I don't think I'm going to hold it through the data because this looks highly risky, and if the data disappoints compared to, let's say, Nectar, then this is going to sell off. So, but some upside here. I mean, at least 10-15%. So that's not bad. Uh, all right. So I think I'm going to play this. Not a big amount. Just 1% of my portfolio, and I'm going to pick this up tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is put an order just now, and then when the market opens tomorrow, then it's going to get executed. And I'll put my sell order already. I'm going to put it at 22 limit. So when it reaches this, it's going to get closed. All right. So that's half an hour of recording. So I'm going to stop it here, and I think that's the one I'm going to do today. And then tomorrow I want to look at Elena, where they have this primary hyperoxaluria data coming up. So I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to post a video for that. All right. Good night.